Do you currently have a 401k plan? If you do, then this is the video that you need to watch. Now, when it comes to these plans, they are not a one-size-fits-all solution for retirement, which a lot of people do look at them as just that. You need to know how to use your 401k properly, knowing exactly what it offers and how to do that. Now, with some key considerations in 401k plans, you have to understand, does your company offer a match? If so, what is it? How is it segmented? How is it built? Also, assessing the liquidity of the plan itself. Is it going to be viable for long-term, and does it make sense to be maxing out the 401k plan? So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first thing we explore is what type of 401k plan does your employer offer? For a lot of people, this is a question that they don't even think of. This is a question that never even comes to mind, but there are a couple different common plans which come with a 401k. We see traditional 401ks, we see Roth 401ks, we also see other options outside of that 401k or traditional 401k that we do see. Now, the first one, the traditional 401k, this is the pre-tax contributions, reducing the taxable income when you're making contributions. But the caveat to this one is you are taxed during retirement. So very similar to what we see with IRA plans and the same kind of taxation, which makes the Roth variation the one that is ideal when it comes to growing the retirement plan. We are talking about the Roth 401k. These contributions are all made after taxes, but withdrawals in retirement are 100% tax-free, including all of the earnings. Think about that for a minute. If you're making contributions into a 401k plan over the course of 20, 30, 40 years like traditional Americans do, you can grow your money for 40 years tax-free within those accounts and not have to pay tax when you get to retirement. That is the reason why, not knowing what the future retirement and what the future tax brackets are going to look like, chances are in the future taxes are going to go up, which makes the Roth 401k the good option. Now, some of the other options that are very less common, self-directed 401k plans, some of them do, ESG investment options. So asking yourself the question, does my current tax favor pre-tax or after-tax contributions? And what is going to benefit me in the long run when it comes to withdrawals? Like I said, for me personally, that Roth variation of the 401k, and not all employers do offer that. We still see a lot of employers that have the option to offer both, but normally, traditionally, they are only offering the traditional plan. Now, you also have to know, when it comes to that traditional plan, are your employer contributions, are these matching, also going to be tax-free, or are they going to be the traditional variation? Now, me personally, with my 401k plan, both my employer contributions and my matching contributions are both traditional, meaning there's going to be a point when I retire down the road, let's say another 20 or 30 years, that I'm going to have to pay tax on all of my matching contributions. I'm going to have to pay tax on all of my employer-sponsored contributions, and I'm going to have to pay tax on the growth that I had from both of those sources throughout the years. Second part, or number two, is there an employer match? This is super important. When you start looking at an employer match, you're getting free money. If they're matching dollar for dollar up to a certain amount, let's say you put in $2,000, they'll put in $2,000. Absolutely 100% $2,000 should be your minimum. If they're putting in 4%, you put in 4%, they're going to match it in the entirety, which means you're getting a 100% match. You have to know exactly how this works so you can maximize what your employer is giving you, because from an employer standpoint, this is part of your benefits package. This is part of the overall incentive plan that you do have. Now, if you don't have enough money to put in there to take advantage of, the contributions doing 10, 15%, which is recommended, make sure 100% you have to put in the matching before anything. In my thought, even looking outside of Dave Ramsey, looking out a lot of different advice, I see people who do not put anything in an employer match. Let's say they match 4%, you're putting in 4%, they choose to put in 0. So in really contrary, your employer puts in 0, you're putting nothing because you want to focus on paying debt, because you want to build up that emergency fund. What happens 3 to 5 years later? Still not making contributions, still trying to catch up, still living a little bit outside of your means. Then we get a little bit further down the road. Now you're 8 to 10 years, still not making contributions. you have lost not only 10 years of contributions, you have also lost 10 years of growth in the 401k plan, which can absolutely derail your retirement without having the compounding interest over that extended amount of time. This is the reason why, in my opinion, number one, you should be putting money into and getting the employer match ASAP, regardless of what your debt situation is, regardless of anything. You need to take advantage of that employer match and then focus on that debt elimination. Now, third one we get in, what are the fees and the investment options? This is a huge game changer. When you start looking at the fees, not all fees are really equal. And depending on some investment choices, not only could they have a monthly fee, some of those could also have an annual fee, which can get into administrative costs, expense ratios, potential advisor fees. There's a lot of different things that can be rolled into the fees of a 401k plan that can seriously cut into your savings and your retirement plan. When we start looking at 1%, it doesn't seem like a lot. It's measly 1%. When you put that over a 30 or 40 year time frame, that could be as much to 20-30% of your portfolio that you gave away during that time frame in fees itself. Now, you don't want to put money into this 401k plan at all if your employer doesn't offer a significant match and you do not have good investments. You don't want to, again, be dumping money or investing into something that doesn't have good options, especially if there is no match. So again, number one, getting that match in its entirety. Number two, looking exactly what you're getting into, what you're investing into, and what fees are associated with it. Now, the fourth one we get into, will I need any of this money before 59 and a half? Now, 401k plans are plans and long-term saving plans for your retirement funds. Funds could also be withdrawn with a major penalty. You might see a 10% penalty if you do an early withdrawal. You could also see other penalties that are incurred with it. Some 401k plans also do offer the option to borrow against them without liquidating or without selling your assets, and then you repay that balance based on payroll deductions, and they do have a certain amount that they have in there. So the big question to ask yourself, do I have a significant emergency fund before tapping in the 401k? Like I said, getting that matching funds up front, definitely the one you want to do. Do you have and really recommend it? And what is the plan on how much you want to put in their 401k? Does it make sense to put money and put a lot of money into it if you don't have an emergency plan? Now, the fifth one, which one and how much should I contribute? This is going to be very specific to you. Contributions play the biggest role when it comes to funding. They could have the greatest plans in the world. If you're not contributing enough, you're not taking advantage of that compounding interest. You're going to be losing out on an incredible amount of money when you start looking at how much you can put in this 401k. Now, traditionally, it has been said 15% is the goal. If your employer offers an automatic contribution or an automatic increase every single year, aim to get the increase, aim to get to 15%. Once you get to that 15%, you're done with the contributions. You're just going to roll it on a regular basis. There are not going to be any more increases to those contributions. It is going to stay up to that 15%. So asking yourself, how much can I afford to put in this 401k without jeopardizing the financial stability that we have? Now, number 6, and the final one that I'm going to leave you with, am I on track for my retirement goals? This is going to be huge, where most people get to about the age 35, 40, possibly even 45. This is the point that a majority of people start looking at the retirement plan, start looking at the puzzle and figuring out very quickly that they're not making contributions at a rate that is going to grow the nest egg like they need to. Now, when you start looking at retirement planning, how much are you going to need? When they roughly say 80% of your current income, that doesn't mean you have to come up with the 80% entirely. That means you're responsible for about 40 to 60% of it, depending on where you fall in with the supplement of Social Security. If it's still there when we get to retirement, that is going to be really different. Now, a lot of people that I see going into retirement still have debt, still have auto loans, still have full mortgages. Moving to Social Security income, it is very detrimental because their really status in life changes dramatically, because all of a sudden they're having a ton of issues with cash flow in general. So of course, guys, when it comes to 401k contributions, there are some really big questions to run through and things you definitely need to be asking yourself before you're making these contributions and before you really put anything into the 401k plan. So I hope it helped enlighten you a little bit. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.